Hey guys, I'm David,
Hey, I'm Guy.
and this is not our podcast, Cafe with David and Guy.
Sorry, guys.
We're actually welcoming you to our home.
Come on in.
Bounce. This is actually our 1 year anniversary, and we wanted to thank you for joining us on this awesome adventure.
It's been such a great ride, guys, and we're so thankful for each of you.
It's been a lot of fun seeing our coffee go to Berlin, Germany, to San Francisco, California,
Crazy.
Washington, D.C.,
And you guys know I love DC, so
New York,
special love to DC and New York.
all over the world. And we want to thank you because without you, this wouldn't be possible.
For sure. So with that,
So last year, 2017, we actually went to Haiti and to Nicaragua together for the very first time.
and it was such a great trip.
What do you think about Nicaragua?
It was beautiful.
Nicaragua amazing.
And even in light of what's happening right now in Nicaragua, I have to say that having had the experience to walk through the streets of Esteli, which is, one of the roasts is actually named after Esteli.
That's my father's hometown.
His father's hometown. And so it was just so cool to get to understand parts of the country that I otherwise would not have understood. And also going to Haiti.
Yes.
For all the
Brushing up and
Haitians out
learning my
there.
Haitian curl.
And so truly, really, it was just so much fun, and it was so meaningful for me because Haiti is where I was born, and that's where I spent 6 years of my life really growing up. And so getting to go to Pole Plants and eating ice cream on the street or seeing the tap-taps and then heading to Chut for
together.
coffee.
So let's pause and tell you why Davila Kafe, right?
Yeah.
So in 2015, we were actually living in 2016, we were living in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And while I was in Bangladesh, I said, you know what, I want to get back into the family business. For as long as I can remember, my father's always said, one day I'm going to go back to Nicaragua and have a coffee farm. And when I say why go back to Nicaragua, it's because my father actually grew up on a coffee farm in Nicaragua, in the Nueva Segovia region.
So that was pretty cool.
Yes. So when we were in Haiti, we actually visited Chot. It was a bumpy ride. It was a lot of fun. Getting to Chot is quite the adventure. But when we were in Chot, we actually met with the cooperative. We met with the president of the cooperative, and we tasted 3 different coffees from the region, and we selected one, which is now our Jacquemin.
And you get to enjoy that, every time that you're desiring some great Haitian coffee. I think for me, having also come from a family of coffee agriculturalists, it was just very meaningful to see my family's story being told essentially through coffee, and being able to kind of welcome people into our lives that way. And of course, as a bivocational family, being a part of Davila Kafe and its story, it's been so cool to leave, I guess, my job at the end of the day and come home and really see the creative things that David's been doing with his team and seeing how hard they truly work to bring that quality cup of coffee to your table. And so it's just been such a wonderful ride. I can't believe it's already 1 year, guys.
1 year. And the whole point of Davila Kafe is that we're not just coffee for coffee's sake.
That's right.
We decided while we were in Bangladesh, even then, that we wanted to create a company. I wanted to create a company that was really a company that prepares that table where we can have conversations that matter. Because we live in a real world where things are constantly moving and changing, and sometimes difficult conversations are either overlooked or never had.
That's right.
But through Davila Kafe, with a good cup of coffee in your hand, or a good drink, for that matter, we can actually have those conversations.
Yeah, and that's so important. I think for me, when David first told me about his idea, first of all, I was like, what? You want to start a coffee company? That's crazy.
Mind blown.
We're in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And he was just like, no, this is something that I really want to do, and it's important. So after really having the hard conversations and trying to figure out, I guess, what that would look like with my being a diplomat and him being the CEO of a company, I saw the importance behind this idea. I saw the need for representation. I remember once he was Googling coffee, and he's like, Guy, everyone, no one in these photos actually look like us. We need representation in this field. And quite frankly, it really just touched me. And I was like, I want to make sure that, I really enjoy drinking good coffee, and I want to be able to see myself and see my story through the product. And so I had no choice but to say yes. I'm up for it because it had so much meaning and purpose behind it, so much more than just coffee.
Over this past year, we've had incredible highlights. Some of them have been having our very first pop-up shop in Washington, D.C., where some of you were actually there. We had some more in New York in October of last year. And last year this year actually, I had the awesome opportunity to go to Seattle, Washington and attend the SCA RICO Symposium and Expo. And while I was at the Expo, I realized, you know what, we don't really see people of color at the very end of the coffee supply chain. We'll see them at the very beginning, but unfortunately we don't see them at the end.
And definitely not in the C-suites.
Not in the C-suite at all.
As you pointed out many times when you got back.
Right. And thinking about that, reflecting on where our coffee comes from, right? It comes from Haiti, it comes from Nicaragua. There's this vibrant culture that comes behind every bean, every seed that you are able to enjoy, right? Later on, there's a story behind that. And we want to share that story through Davila Kafe, not forgetting the cultures that are represented in the whole process.
Absolutely. And so with that, guys, we really are just so excited for all that's to come. And the things that are to come, I'm gonna let David run with this.
There's so much more to come. I think this is definitely just the beginning, but we have more Haitian art coming your way. We have new coffee roasts that we're also really excited to be rolling out very soon. A subscription-based system where you can actually get Davila Cafe in your mailbox every month or however you'd like. There's a lot more to come, but I'll leave that for the coming months.
That's right. And so thanks, guys. We're so happy to be on this journey with you. I'm so proud to see my family's story represented in this company. And I am very much looking forward to all that's in store.
So be sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our podcast, Cafe with David and Guy. You can also follow us on Instagram and on social media, and check out our blogs on our website at davilacafe.com/blog. There's a lot more to come, but we're really thankful to have you here on this journey. So let's keep going. Balante.
Ciao, guys. Take care.
Cheers. Hasta luego.